Hello everybody. Lesson number 7. Septītā stunda. For today we have 3 expressions that we have to learn and understand. First of all, we start with labdien, which means good day, to be translated literally, or basically you can say good afternoon or even good part of the morning. Why am I saying that? It is because labdien is the most common way to say hello in Latvian. There is an equivalent of good morning, that's for sure, but there is no equivalent of good afternoon, which means that if you are greeting a Latvian between, say, 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. approx, you're safe to say labdien. Unless it's really evening, after 6, then say labvakar. We will get to that in another lesson. But basically, labdien is the most common way to say hello, good day, good afternoon, which is very convenient, right? So you basically learn it if you have to talk to somebody, let's say in a shop or in some kind of an official institution, like you're taking an exam, for example, start with labdien. Labdien. Have you noticed that the stress is on the second syllable? I'm not saying labdien, I'm saying labdien. And remember, in the very first lesson, I told you that stress in Latvian words is on the first syllable. So what happened with this one? You can see that right under labdien, I have already written why this word has such an unusual stress. It is because it comes from 2 words. So it's a compound. It's put together out of 2 words. Diena, day, and laba, good. Laba diena. So what we have to learn about those words is that, first of all, you can see that diena ends in a. This is because this noun, this word, is feminine. Yeah, sorry to say, we'll have to learn that some of the words are grammatically feminine and grammatically masculine. Usually it doesn't make, there is like no logic basically. In some other language, the same word would be masculine, the same as is feminine in Latvian and so on. The good news is that in Latvian, there are only 2 noun genders. In some other languages, like in Russian, German, and some other, there are 3. Great, right? So just to learn. Diena, it's safe to say that if we see a word ending in a, it is feminine. So feminine, diena, day. Day. Sounds kind of similar, right? Did you ever, have you ever seen this word written anywhere? Well, if you go to take your morning coffee, look at the newspapers. The biggest newspaper in Latvia is Diena, the day. Makes sense, right? Diena, Diena. Next time you see that newspaper, read out loud the name and say, oh, I know it. I know what Diena means. Beautiful, right? So, if we use it with an adjective, yeah, we'll have to use some grammatical terms, but basically to explain what an adjective is a word that describes a noun. For example, we can say, it's a good day, right? Or this summer is very nice. So all of those words that describe the noun, good or nice, they are so-called adjectives. It adds some kind of attribute to the noun. So we can, have this idea of a descriptive word. So descriptive words would be those that are adjective. And again, sorry to say that, if this descriptive word works together with a noun, and they normally do because they do describe the nouns, right? They will also take the same endings as the nouns. Like here, look at this. Instead of saying laps or something, we are saying laba diena. Laba diena. Laba diena. Or as a greeting, we say labdien. Labdien. So we remember between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. we are safe to use that. There is no good afternoon in Latvian. Beautiful, right? So anytime you go shopping or you take your exam or anything else. Just say labdien to everybody, they will be happy. Make sure you stress it right and speak slowly enough so that all the beautiful sounds can be heard. Labdien, labdien. It's always better to speak slower. You will get up to speed later, no problem, not now. Labdien, labdien. The next one, probably you already know it. Usually in most of the Latvian courses, also in English courses, this is basically the first phrase that you are taught. It means how are you or how are you doing. Kā tev iet? Kā tev iet? Kā means how. Let's write it down again. Kā. See, it's very important to pronounce the sounds long because there is a difference between ka and ka. Yes, we will not discuss the second one now because why would we? We cannot use it in a sentence yet. But you see that there is a huge difference, so we have to say it right. When we are talking about how, we are saying ka, ka. Make it long. Maybe overdo a little bit, that's fine. While you're still learning, it's better to overdo instead of cutting it short. So, kā tev iet? Iet, oh, this one we already know. We love ia, right? Iet is to go, so how is it going with you? Of course, we can cut this sentence shorter. I will show you a very acceptable way to ask how are you doing. Kā iet? Of course, since you're speaking to somebody when you are asking this question, the person will understand that you're addressing him or her. So you don't necessarily have to say how are you doing, right? In Latvian, we can omit the you and just say kā iet. For example, you talk to somebody that you see most probably on a regular basis, he or she is your friend, and you can always say, Čau, kā iet? Čau, what is that, čau? Well, čau, I will write it down, čau. This is an alternative way to say or to greet somebody. It means hi or hello. Comes from Italian, kinda, right? But Latvians adopted it and it looks also different. It is in the dictionary now, so you're totally safe to use it. But of course, you don't say ciao. You don't say ciao to everybody. You say ciao to your friends. I'm sure you have enough Latvian friends. So, ciao, kā iet, that's the way you may greet them. Ciao, kā iet. So, hi, how's going? Or, a full version of the same sentence is kā tev iet. In this case, we are saying specifically how are you doing. Kā tev iet. Kā tev iet. And then, here we go. Do you know the word that we love so much? Man. Remember we had all this man ir and man patīk, and now we are back to man. Interesting, right? There are so many things that you can say with man, like to me or of me instead of saying I. That's why we have them straight away. We have them from the very first lesson, just because it's a common way, but at the same time, for us, it's in a bit unusual way. We have to learn it. We have to get used to it, right? So first of all, just accept it. Accept it as a fact. I cannot give you like an explanation when to use man and when to use es. I can give you by example, like for example, in this situation you say man, in this situation you say es. So that's exactly what we are doing. We're going through all those cases when you say man. And since those are really, really common, right? Remember, in the previous lesson we spoke about man patīk, man patīk. I like, man patīk, man patīk. And remember another thing we said that Latvians are they would mostly say man patīk, talking about anything, talking about traveling, talking about your apartment, for example. If they're visiting your apartment, they might say, oh, man patīk tavs dzīvoklis. We know the word dzīvoklis, right? Man patīk tavs dzīvoklis. They would say man patīk. Please don't think that they don't love it. They do. It's just from the language point of view, it's not acceptable to love apartments. Yes. Now, when you hear it, you might even kind of feel, oh yeah, ridiculous, right? Love is kind of a feeling that we usually attribute to people, right? We do not love apartments, but in English, it is very common to use love talking about things, talking about pancakes, about apartments, about skiing, about hiking, about anything, which is totally fine. Just let's remember that purely from the language point of view, Latvians will say man patīk. It is good, right? Man patīk. We have to understand it's strong enough to know that they really like it. Man patīk. But then let's come back to man. Man, like to me or of me, remember? Man iet labi. You see, here we are using this iet, just like here. Beautiful, right? This is the form that doesn't change. Iet and iet. Man iet. And now we see something kind of funny. Labi. We already know laba from today, which means good, meaning like a feminine good, like an adjective. Something is a kind of an attribute of a day. A day can be good. Why do we have labi here? Labi, man iet labi. Yes, we already know how to say I feel bad or I feel good, right? Man ir labi, man ir slikti. So that's exactly the same. If you like grammar, it is that type of an adverb because this characterizes not a noun. There is no day involved, right? It just explains kind of the state of something, how something is going, how it is going. Not what kind of, but how. Like, for example, with me, it is going good, or in good English, well, right? We do make this distinction. We say good day, and it's going well, right? At least we should. So anyway, in Latvian, the good thing is the stem doesn't change, just the ending. So laba, this is when we are talking about something, about describing a feminine noun, a feminine object. And remember, feminine, it means grammatically feminine. Diena, can you imagine that a day is feminine? You cannot? Now you have to. How can I help you with that? Since it is a bit of a tricky moment to get used to the fact that nouns are either feminine or masculine, all the objects, everything you see around you, also the nouns that are abstract, like love or money or water or anything, uncountable nouns, they will have some kind of a gender. So what you can do, use your imagination a bit. Choose a color for masculine noun and feminine noun. And when you learn a new word, what you can do, and I hope you are keeping some kind of a records, you are putting something down like a little dictionary, or you have maybe a little notebook when you put things down, buy markers of 2 colors and either underline or even write the word in the marker that you chose for a feminine or masculine noun. For example, let's imagine, this is just a suggestion, if feminine for you is pink. Well, it is a feminine color, but not necessarily. Maybe you decide that feminine is going to be red or blue or green, anything, that's completely your choice. So in this case, when you're putting things down, writing in your notebook, you will write Diena in pink or underline with pink. I would actually suggest writing in pink, so writing with a pen in pink color or red color. Just because this way you will involve more senses because then this act of writing something in a different color will help you to remember which gender this word belongs to. So Diena It's a pink word. Laba, in this case, yes, but remember that those adjectives, those words that characterize the nouns, they are tricky. They can be either laba, yes, because they are together with diena, that is feminine, or they can be with something else, and then there will be either labs or something else. So we can say that those laba, they don't have a gender. You see, they are like little spies. So whomever is there, this is how they change. Yes, they don't have a stable personality. They change all the time. So that's why only nouns will have a stable color. Only nouns will be either pink or blue, or depending on what colors you chose. Anyway, man iet labi. You see the stem again is the same, lab, right? But in this case, labi means that it is going well, right? So let's go again through our three sentences. Labdien, kā tev iet, man iet labi. Let's see if we can have a little conversation. We can come to somebody and say, Labdien, kā tev iet? The person will most probably say, I'm fine, right? Man iet labi, un tev? So basically asking, and you? And then we can reply, man iet labi. Yes, we can talk. Of course, there is a lot of work ahead, but we are already somewhere. Let's have 3 more lessons with more words, with more explanations, and then I will have a really fun and interesting game for you. So follow the lesson, subscribe, not to miss any of those, and see you soon. Ata!